have no idea that that happened. They have been led down a rabbit hole so deep that spans so wide that a lot of them are honest when they're telling you that they don't know what you're talking about. That never happened.
I said, I want those names.
What is he going to say? Is he going to get them or not? Put it in the comments. Do you think that he's going to get the names, everybody? We already know the answer. Do you think that he's going to get the names? Todd, I don't know where you are, but where we are here, maybe you were watching a pro MAGA channel, but we don't do that here. On this channel, we tell facts, number one enemy for MAGA, and we tell truth, number two enemy for MAGA. And then, of course, we make fun of MAGA. So those are the two things that we do. Truth and fact, number one, and then we make fun of MAGA. I'm trying to stay away from making fun of MAGA today because I'm trying to teach them a lesson by showing them the truth and explaining to them that they literally have been had here. They've been the marks the entire time, literally by Russia, who created this entire hoax that we're all living this nightmare with Donald Trump constantly talking about how he won the 2020 election. It was all literally created by Russia. I'm showing MAGA, the DUMs in my audience that are watching, and some of them are still they're that DUMB, bro. I swear to God, it's crazy. But let's get into some other things here. That was the documents. There's more to that document, but I just wanted to go over that because I wanted you guys to hear the more important parts. But after everything that Donald Trump did, including the call to Georgia, the fake electorate that we're going to find out more about in just moments, when he tried to get all these different states to send fake electorates in favor of him instead of Joe Biden, who beat his ass by over 7 million votes. He didn't want that to happen, so he was trying to cheat. Again, that's what he was doing the entire time. We've shown the other 3 ways that he tried to cheat, verbally saying, we want to stop the counting. He tweeted out that he wants to stop the counting. 2 ways that you cheat. You don't say stop counting if you're not cheating. That's called cheating, right? And then he also said, I need 11,780 votes. That's called cheating also, right? Like, you don't get 11,780 votes if you didn't get 11,780 votes. That's called cheating, right? And then the other way that he tried to do it is by sending people in a violent to try to stop the certification of the election of Joe Biden. And this was the insurrection.
Multiple capital injuries. Multiple capital injuries. Multiple capital injuries.
You know, when you watch that video, a lot of us have seen that and many other videos just like it. When you tell MAGA that that was an insurrection, you know what they say to you? No, it wasn't. They just walked in. They were let in by everybody. A lot of them that are watching me right now have never seen that video that I just played. They have no idea that that happened. They have been led down a rabbit hole so deep that spans so wide that a lot of them are honest when they're telling you that they don't know what you're talking about. That never happened. That's how these influencers and Fox and all these other outlets, that's how badly they treat their people. They lie to them that much that seeing this video right now as it's being played is the first time that they've seen it. Many of them watching me right now. The thing about this is also, MAGA, for those of you that are watching thinking that this is fake, that's one of thousands and thousands of videos. That's not just one video and that's the only one. No, there are thousands and thousands of videos like this. And you guys have been hidden from it. I know this because I've spoken to MAGA people and they look at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? No, it wasn't. They just let them in. They let them in. Like they opened the door and they said, come in. They don't know anything about what I just showed you. Unfortunately, that's the way it is in this country. But this is also, I told you guys that he also tried to cheat with the fake electors. This guy's talking about how he was approached in Arizona to send fake electorates. Because again, Donald Trump, I always tell you guys, Donald Trump cheated in the 2016. We know that. He was actually convicted of it with 34 felonies. But he also then cheated in front of the entire world's face, especially MAGA's stupid face. And they all took it in after he did all of this to them. He said that it was Joe Biden who cheated, and they all believed it, despite the fact of the matter, number one enemy, that Donald Trump literally in their complete and utter stupid face did all of this. Listen.
For them to say to me, yeah, we just want you to throw out those electors and put in Trump's. I'm thinking, have I gone to another planet? And it's like, what? I'm not going to do that. I mean, I wanted him to win. Okay, so what? I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to cheat to win.
See how he said he's not going to cheat to win? You want to know why he said that? Because that's what it's called, cheating.
What's that? I flat out said that. You're asking me to break my oath. I swore an oath. I'm not going to break it. Period.
Unfortunately, though, right now, what we have, we'll get back to this guy in a second. What we have in this country right now is a bunch of people that will not do that. And they're in the administration now. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some people in the administration that are doing the right thing. They are in there. We just don't see them. They don't talk because they're smart. They know that if they say anything, they're going to be ousted very quickly. That's how we know a lot of the things that are happening. But there are a lot of very powerful people not only allowing it, but they're accomplices. And they're all Republicans. One Democrat, though, the guy from Pennsylvania, who we're going to get rid of. I forget his name. He's literally the worst thing. He looks like an ogre. What's the guy's name again? Thank you, Captain Oliver, for the super chat. And Jeffrey and Jeff Epstein's. They worked with Hillary against Trump. Laugh out loud. Look at this. Like first of all, thanks Jeff Epstein's for the super chat and the $1 or the £1.99 poundies. I don't know what they're called. They're cents in the United States. But he says they worked with Hillary against Trump, and he paid me to get banned. Everybody, isn't that just a shame? He just got banned from the comments though. But thanks for anybody else want to give me money to be banned? Go ahead and send me money right now, like Jeff Epstein's just did just now. Captain Oliver says kudos to you for putting in the essential work of de-radicalizing Americans. The damage Trump inflicted in the U.S. will be felt for decades to come. Thank you, Captain Oliver, for that super chat. You certainly will not be banned like Jeff Epstein, Donald Trump's best friend here, who sent me a super chat from the dead, but he ended up getting banned. But it's funny to me that I just literally exposed this to them. And instead of saying, like I said, what did I just say earlier, Alan? Didn't I tell you that there's going to be people in my audience after everything that they've just seen, they're going to be like, that's not true. Instead, Donald Trump's best friend here, Jeffrey Epstein, who grapes children, this guy right here, sends a super chat saying that they worked with Hillary Clinton against Trump. You can't make this up. Like Donald Trump's best friend, Jeffrey Epstein here, did not take in the information and go, God damn it. What the man, this is crazy. Like, I'm not supporting that. I didn't know that he was doing all this. No, I'm done with it. No, he didn't do that. He's doubling down on the lie that Russia told him, that I just proved Russia told him, and he still is going to go with it. Like, you cannot make up the stupidity of these people. I mean, it's just like, you can't, it's like unbelievable. Let's get back to this dude over here though, from the Arizona. This is Rusty Bowers. He's the former Arizona House Speaker, Rusty Bowers, talking about what they tried to get him to do in Arizona. This is Donald Trump cheating.
I'm not going to break it. I said, well, if you're talking this, I got to have the proof. I said, Rudy, do you have the names of the dead people who voted? He goes, yes. And do you have the names of the 200,000 illegals who voted in our election? Yes.
He doesn't. I guarantee you, I haven't seen this video clip. I mean, I'm playing it for you guys because I saw like the first 10 seconds of it and I was like, I'm using this video. Okay. But I guarantee you that this guy's going to say, and then when I asked him for it, he didn't have anything at all. He didn't have a thing to show me and give me. Not one thing. You want to know why? Because that's called evidence. And that's the one thing that you need to prove that something happened. And guess what? Donald Trump, the Republican Party, and MAGA have zero of in every single aspect of this case and literally everything else that they talk about. Zero evidence whatsoever. Let's continue. I guarantee you that's what he says. Watch. Let's find out. Let's find out. Did Rudy have the list?
I said, I want those names.
What is he going to say? Is he going to get them or not? Put it in the comments. Do you think that he's going to get the names, everybody? We already know the answer. MAGA dummies or MAGA DUMmies. Do you think that he's going to get the names? Do you think he's going to say, and he gave me the names, and God damn it, I knew something was wrong then? Or do you think he's going to say, and Rudy was like, well, I don't know where those names are. I don't have them. Like, well, we have to get them for you. Something like that, right? Is that what's going to happen? Let's find out.
And the president says, Rudy, give the man what he wants. Give him what he wants. He says, yeah, we've got him, Mr. President. I'll get him to it. There was a row of people, and Giuliani and Ellis, I recognized them. And I sat down on the opposite side. I just said, did you bring me the proof? And he said, what? I said, do you remember our phone call when you said you were going to bring me the proof?
You see that key word there that I always talk about on the channel? Isn't that a word that I constantly bring up on this channel? Alan, am I making this up or not? Don't I always talk about this very essential, crucial thing that you need? You can either call it one thing or another. It's called proof or evidence, which we know Donald Trump has never, ever, 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 not one time, ever provided any kind of proof of anything. Now, he keeps on saying, though, right? MAGA DUMmies, he has all the proof. But then when he's asked for it, whenever that very rare time is, for that proof, he changes the subject. He doesn't want to talk about it. There's no proof. Let's find out, though. Because he said, did you remember our conversation when I said to bring the proof?
And he said, oh, yeah. I said, did you bring it? And he turned to Jenna Ellis and he says, do you have the proof? And she said, yeah. Well, can we see it?
You see, here's the thing. This is like, I'm telling you guys right now, this is just my opinion on what's going on here. What's going on here is that Giuliani and Jenna Ellis both thought, and tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, they both thought that they were looking at another MAGA dummy, and that the MAGA dummy would be like, well, okay, if you say so, and then he would just give Donald Trump the electorates. That's what they thought was going to happen. They thought that they were looking at your typical MAGA DUME, like you see in my comments. Most of you are not, obviously. 360 people watching. But yeah, they thought they were looking at somebody like the MAGA people in my audience. They thought they were looking at a guy like that. And they don't know that he's like, no, I meant it. So he's like, did you bring the evidence? Yes. Knowing that they didn't, as if that was going to work. Just saying it. Like, that's what happens with MAGA. Donald Trump just says shit and they believe it, right? So Rudy Giuliani looks at Jenna Ellis and says, did you bring the proof? And she says, yes. And then I guess they look back at him and I guess they expect for him to go, okay, you did it. There you go. Thank you so much. Have a great day. I'll send over those electorates for Donald Trump. Thank you. That's not what happened, though. Let's continue to find out the conclusion of what happened.
She leans over and fumbles through her briefcase and says, oh, no, I don't have it here. It must be at the hotel room.
Oh, is that where it is? Yeah, they thought that they were talking to a MAGA DUME.
In this meeting or at any other later time, did anyone provide you with evidence of election fraud sufficient to affect the outcome of the presidential election in Arizona?
Now, by the way, for all the MAGA DUMEs in my audience right now, this is called testimony in the House. This is when Adam Schiff was a member of the House. You understand what's going on now? This is all proof. The documents, it's proven already. Now they're talking to him about it in this testimony right now. And you guys, I know you still don't believe it, do you?
No one provided me ever such evidence.
No one provided me ever such evidence, is what he says. Shout out to him, bro. What a good job by him by not falling for it or allowing Donald Trump to continue to perpetrate this lie.